Live from New York, it's Ask an Engineer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another fabulous, fantastic, and awesome Ask an Engineer. It's me, Lady Ada. I am the engineer. I have a degree in engineering. You have to listen to my engineering. And with me is Mr. Lady Ada.
I operate all the buttons. And
who operates the buttons. And it's not engineer, but that's okay. We love him anyways. We got an exciting show for you today. We got so many new products. Last week we had lots of guests, so we're going to do a little bit of catch up this week. So strap in because it's going to be a ride.
We've got a lot of stuff going on right now.
And if you're going to be on a ride, you should always wear your seatbelt.
Yeah.
All right. What's on today's show?
On today's show, the code is MFG Day, and that's because we're going to be celebrating Manufacturing Day later in the week, but I wanted to get the code out now. So it's MFG Day. Use that code. 10% off all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Everything except for gift certificates and software.
Will you tell us what that code is all about later?
We will.
Okay.
Show and tell. People around the world showing and sharing their projects and more. Lady Ada will have the scoop. Packet of mailbags in and stop by. Adafruit Jobs Board, the best place online to post your skills or post your jobs. Time travel. We're going to look back in the world of makers, artists, hackers, scientists, and more. Wearables. Fun project and video from Becky. 3D printing. We've got a video and some surprises. Some Pi news, some new products. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to have a top secret product. I'll have a trivia question. All that and more on, you guessed it, it's Ask an Engineer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. All right. We've been doing this for a while. 6 years, in fact. That's
why we're so good at it.
Yeah. It's complicated to do all this stuff.
Yeah, when we were doing the show last week and we had 7 guests on the show.
Yeah. You coordinate all, you have all the demos, you're doing all your thing.
I'm on demos.
I'm doing this stuff over here.
You're doing this, but they were like, you know, it's funny because like looking from the video side, it looks like, oh, they're here, they're there. But as the guests were watching you set up the cameras and do the things. Well,
there's a lot of coordination that we're doing.
They're kind of like, wow, because you're clicking fast and setting the speed and like doing the updates and then checking like YouTube and then checking.
You have all your demos going. So it's interesting because we really want other companies to do shows like this. And so far, I think Pimeroni has really done a really good job. Watch I think it's the build,
I have to profess, I have not actually watched it.
I've not
had an hour to watch it.
Get on your Chromecast and watch it. So
you don't have a TV.
Yeah, we don't have a TV. You don't have a TV or a phone. But you make electronics. Go figure. Okay.
I'll can I put my pie?
So your purchases go towards the fund for Lady Ada to get a Chromecast to plug into nothing. So anyways, the code is MFG Day. That's Manufacturing Day. Friday's Manufacturing Day. So we're going to have a bunch of blog posts. We have some special surprises on Friday we can't talk about till later. So on Friday, watch the blog. Big deal. Manufacturing, USA, we're doing it. Yay. So that's the code.
Yay, America. We have to get that flag, the American flag.
So let's hop right into the show. One last little bit of logistics. Don't forget, we have the free deals that are going on, $99 or more per Pro to $200 or more for UPS ground. For the folks in Manhattan that are in certain zip codes on checkout and it's before 11 a.m., we have same-day delivery, which is kind of cool. Working out.
AdaBot will deliver your package to you.
Working out really well. There's a lot of companies that get under a lot of time pressures, and it's helpful because we don't have a retail store. You can't come here.
Do we have discounted same-day delivery for certain amounts, or?
We might tier it up later, but right now it's just one flat fee.
Okay.
And don't forget, this is Ask an Engineer. We do this every single Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just had the show and tell, which is 7:30 p.m. And let's roll into this, lady.
Now we're doing our thing.
Yeah, this is a show and tell. So one of the things that was cool, and we'll get into that in a little bit, is we were at Maker Faire. We saw some of the people that we know from the show and tell.
It was meat show and tell.
Yeah, made out of meat.
Made out of meat.
That's a good. Have you read that science fiction story where the whole thing is about aliens and they're like, "What do you mean they're made out of meat? Meat can't talk and meat can't think. Why is this meat doing these things?"
Yeah.
Did you ever read that story?
No, but I feel like that every day.
Okay, I will send you a link to it. It's a really good story.
Okay.
Okay.
Every single week we have our show and tell. I'm going to go over what we saw on the show and tell that happened a half an hour ago. And if you'd like to check it out, also go to YouTube where we have it recorded. We start off with Tony DeCola from Adafruit Northwest. He visited and it was awesome. He was at Maker Faire New York. And he did a lot of coverage on the blog. He took lots of photos and interviews. And him and Don Pedro did so much. And Becky did so much to cover Maker Faire New York, which was massive. And I did not even see like half of it. And he also got a ribbon for best coverage from Maker Faire New York. So congratulations, Tony D and team. Back to electronics, he is doing some tests with the new Jessie update for Raspbian. If you have a Raspberry Pi and you want to use Jessie, we think that's a great idea to use this new updated version of the Debian operating system. However, we just need to kind of make sure everything works because it's a pretty major update. So for example, the Pi TFT, there's some config stuff we have to figure out to make it work. So check that out. We'll be posting about it. And they already made a couple blog posts with suggestions. Him and Brennan are trying out Jessie because they are really good at it. We also had Roberto come by, and he has been doing OpenSCAD. He's learning OpenSCAD, and he 3D printed a lampshade and a votive shade using OpenSCAD, and he's learning how to like randomize cutouts and use like vectors and rotate things in 3 dimensions. So very inspiring. Also showed how to use Notepad++ with OpenSCAD because he didn't like to use the editor inside of OpenSCAD. So instead, use Notepad++, which is like an external editor. Raymond came in and talked about how he commutes by bike, but especially in the winter when he commutes and it's late at night and dark, he keeps forgetting to recharge his batteries for his headlamp. And so what he did is he made a solar-powered bike helmet that charges up a LiPoly battery when he bikes in the morning. Then when he comes back, he uses that same battery to light up a LED lamp and also an EL strip in the back. And it looks awesome, and he says it works great. Aiden, who we met in Maker Faire New York, is nonstop working on more soft robotics. This time, he's casting silicone with flexible channels inside of it so he can change the color of the squishy robots, as well as maybe possibly doing some sort of heat exchanging or cooling. So he demoed that with a peristaltic pump. Riley 3D printed an entire lock. So that's cool. It's a quad tumbler lock. So there's like 4 sets of pins, 20 pins total. It's huge, but apparently it works. And there's like a key that you can put in and turn it. It's like this big. So that's really cool. Thanks, Riley. Lally came in with an update on his NeoPixel audio reactive pendant that he showed off a couple weeks ago. He got the audio reactive part working, but he's still working on the 3D printing part. It's not quite going yet, but he says he's making progress. He's going to check in with us when he gets that part working better. He also, using his maker skills, repaired his Nexus 5 because he cracked the screen, and he said he was able to use his hot air tool and soldering iron and all the tools that he has acquired as a maker to fix his Nexus 5, and thus saved money. See, it's not a bad thing to spend money on tools if you can fix things, and then you don't have to buy new things. And Scotty369 came by and gave us an update on the Milwaukee Maker Faire. He said it was twice as big this year as last year, and that there's also going to be a Barnes & Noble Mini Maker Faire and a Madison Mini Maker Faire, and he dedicated his EL display that he showed off last week to Leslie and Becky and Aaron and everybody else in the maker, wearables,
yeah.
and Sally. And everybody else in the wearable community. So that's awesome. Thank you so much, Scotty. And finally, we had C. Scott, who showed off his power supply that doesn't suck, and a really nice transformer that cost $28. But he said it's worth it. There was a transformer with a heatsink. So it was beautiful. You might want to just wear it as like a belt buckle or something.
That's cool. Like if you could water jet a slice,
Just a slice?
off a heat
Transformer?
sink, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was our show and tell.
All right, all participants on the show and tell get it as seen on the show and tell sticker. If you were on the show and tell, email support@adafruit.com, and you will get as seen on the show and tell sticker that arrives in the mail. One of the new things that's happened, we have so many people that have joined the show and tell circle, which is normally how you would get on the show and tell. What we're asking now is please always post on the event page that you see on plus.google.com.
Even if we've invited you
Adafruit.
previously, just do us a favor if you're planning to show up.
Post a link.
Because we have to manually invite you.
Sorry, post that you're going to be in it, and then what we do is on the event page we post a link directly to the Hangout, and that's worked out really well. We were doing that anyways.
And we'll invite you manually.
Yeah.
Google. It's wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. So
please join us every week.
that's how you get on the show and tell. All right. Back to the mailbag's going to stop by. This is letters that we read every single week. I'm just going to keep this one high level because there's a bunch of things. This one is from Tom. He wanted to know that you made properly plated. It's spelled.
I know.
Properly plated through holes on a circuit board. Good work, Lady Ada. And then, even though this person buys other things other than NinjaFlex, they were inspired to get into 3D printing because of AdaBot and Circuit Playground and all the videos. And then the last one, this person really likes it when you share any background on the breakouts and other products during the new product segment on how and why you decide to do this. One of the cool new things that we're doing now is periscoping live and YouTube living from your desk. So from the desk of Lady Ada is one of our new shows, and I think a lot of people are going to like this. So this
now that we're done with Maker Faire, we're going to get back into that. So so definitely check our tweets and our periscopes to get out. And also we do YouTube live.
We do.
You can watch me as I design stuff, and I'll explain why I design things.
I've actually watched Lady Ada build things and design stuff over the last almost 10 years. And she'll sit down and she'll be like, let me get a DigiKey. And then you're doing stuff, and then before you know it, you're sending out prototypes. And then the prototypes come in, and you solder it up. And then it looks like it's good. You order all the components and everything. We make it here, and then you show it here. And then it comes out. But now you guys can see the whole process. Farm to table, as they say. All right.
It's funny.
Yeah. All right. Adafruit Jobs Award. I think it's the best place online where you can post your skills as a maker, or if you're a company, find someone who you're looking for. Last week, Seed Studio was here.
It's a meet and greet for makers and people who want to hire makers.
Yeah, Seed Studio said that they get a lot of people that are that have been working with them and applied for jobs through the jobs board. They posted up a thing there. So this week, this is a cool job. This is from Tembu, and this is a UI UX designer here in New York. So if you like some of the cool stuff that you've seen with like Internet of Things and Arduino stuff, this is a company that does that, and this is design and user experience, or the heart of Tembu. Whether you're designing a brand new feature, laying out a marketing page, or illustrating an icon, they strive to make the perfect balance between beauty and usability. So they're looking for a custodian of their visual identity. So this is a big deal.
Okay.
It's a big deal. So check it out. Check out their site. Check out everything. And it's adafruit.com/jobs. And every single job that's posted, or skills that's posted, we look at it, so there's no spam, no scams, none of that.
Yep.
No recruiters.
Real jobs for real makers.
No recruiters, no nothing. Okay. All right. Maker Faire was this week.
It was epic.
This week, last week. It was everything. So I have a couple photos. Here's another year, another Maker Faire, Lady Ada at Maker Faire, the greatest show and tell on earth. We stopped by. We saw arduino.cc. We stopped by the Microsoft booth. This is the new Microsoft and Adafruit IoT Windows Core Pack. This was great. We saw all of our friends at Microsoft. A fantastic launch. The kit immediately sold out. We're going to get more in stock soon.
Promise.
Yep. And then Lady Ada, this is a really cool...
This is Blythe.
This is Blythe, and this was a wearable for pets.
Yep.
Using the Gemma. All right. I saw my old friend, Emmanuel, from 2600, reminiscent about some old times. Back in the day, I used to run some stuff at 2600 and Free Kevin stuff and
I love they still,
WBAI and Off the Hook stuff.
You know what's funny about this truck? What's funny about it is like it does not look like anything anymore. Like nobody knows what this is.
Nobody knows what it is.
What is New England Telephone? What is this logo?
Yeah, we know. But we do have adafruit.com/hackers, so we may start to carry a lot of 2600 stuff. If you guys have specific things that you want to see us stock from 2600, let us know. I have some picks that I want to put in the store, so I'm going to be talking to Emmanuel soon about that. Next up, all the coverage that we have is all over the place on our site. Becky has some stuff on her show. So
this is cool. This
I just
3D
wanted to
printed
pick.
dolls.
Yeah, I wanted to pick just like one quick thing because we're gonna have some more Maker Faire posts, and of course we're doing this show right now. We have a lot more to get to. But this was toylab.co, and this was really neat because what they did was they designed these 3D printed CEOs of major companies. So if you look, and I'll get in here real quick. This is really neat. This is Ursula Burns. She's the CEO of Xerox, and then Marissa Mayer, and then this is
Yahoo.
Yeah, and then this is Indra of Pepsi, and these are 3D printed dolls. And then Mary, who designed these, also made all the clothes, and she had this really cool thing. It was Maker Woman, which could totally take on AVR Man and win. Just by the way.
I think yeah. I have a thing against AVR Man.
So I thought that was cool. So we're going to talk to her, and we said maybe we can do a Lady Ada on a 3D printed figurine. So I thought that'd be cool. Okay, so check out the rest of our coverage on the site and more. And
we got like dozens of photos, and there's just so much. We can't cover it all now. We would run out of time.
So next up, some open source hardware news. So this week's a little different. I have two things that I wanted to share in the world of open source hardware. Well, actually three, but I'm going to start with two. The first one is I've wanted to write up an article for a really long time in a paper, like a really, like a lot of study, a lot of research.
You want to like go and get your PhD?
I wanted to write a paper about what's going on for businesses out there. That's a very big challenge, which is freight forwarders and mules
and fraud.
Because
so what's funny is Phil and I. I've never carded, and I'm going to say that Phil's never carded either.
I used to do terrible illegal things with computers a long time ago. I'm so sorry.
No evidence. But even though I have never actually carded, I did know a lot of people who did.
Carding is using a stolen credit card back in the day, like in the 90s.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Carding was.
And it was a lot easier back then. So like you could actually do it and pretty much get away with it. And like there was no CVV codes or anything. It was completely insecure. But because of this. And also like our history of hanging out with 2600 and hackers, I feel like we probably have like the best fraud protection system because we actually can think exactly like hackers because we were hackers. We
do have many layers of protection for our customers for their security and safety with their information.
Yeah, obviously, of course, and then also encryption and stuff, and then
also we learned a lot. Like I'll just tell you out there an open source hardware story. So when you were shipping a Zoxbox, and it was just you, and a Zoxbox was very expensive, you got ripped off. Someone used a stolen credit card and had it shipped to a freight forwarder. And a freight forwarder takes the package and sends it to another location. Often it's a thief, and they're sending it to another country.
It's just a way to, their addresses are in there, so you're sending it to this place, and they resend it, so you don't know who it's going to.
So this was very, very traumatic to you.
It was traumatic,
and it was so bad that I vowed that I will do something about it. And so we.
It was actually like it was not. It wasn't a Zox. It was a time in Zoxbox. It wasn't a Zoxbox. I lost a full day's sales from that one order. Because I wasn't selling that much. It was $500 or something, $600.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's a lot of money for like a one-person part-time company, $600.
So on our blog,
sad.
I posted up a link to this. Special shout out to my friend Eric who sent this to me. Someone showed the entire lifespan of one of these scams. So those like work at home things that you see on the telephone poles? Well, it's all a trick. And it's all a trick to have you use a stolen credit card and then send a package to someone and all these different things. Someone wrote an excellent paper. It was on like Krebs Security or something like that. So we posted a link to it. It's in the Maker Business section. If you have a company out there, specifically an open source hardware company, I'd like you to take a look at this because it'll help you. You're going to get fraud attempts. And there's a lot of things that you can do to reduce it. You'll never get it to zero. We're statistically zero, but I say statistically zero because it's 0.00, whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard, but a company of our size usually loses about $30,000 a month or more to credit card theft and fraud. So anyways, check it out. If you're an open source hardware company.
It's fascinating because there's the reshipping scam site and the stuffer, and they're actually two different people, and they
Yeah.
share. It's interesting how like they share the funds, which I didn't realize. I mean, I kind of suspected they were different people, but I was assumed that the stuffer was the reshipping scam site. But it turns out they divide the work, and I like how the stuffer's actually in Russia.
Yeah, and here's the
Russia.
worst thing. So some of the scams now, they double dip the scam. First, they trick people into thinking they're getting a work from home job, and they're using a stolen credit card to send this to a freight forwarder.
Yeah, private shopper,
Yeah.
you know.
And then the other thing they do is they do identity theft because they pretend they're going to pay you for doing the service.
So they get your social security
Yeah.
number and your name and your bank
they
account info, because they're like, oh, we can't pay you until we
Yeah.
have your social security number and your bank account. And so, of course, then they take that info and they sell it again.
Yeah,
So
anyways,
there's like a whole ecosystem.
So anyways, this is just a business tip for the business owners out there. And also, if you're thinking of running a company and you take credit cards, you got to read this. Okay, so next up in the world of open source hardware news, this is another one for all of you out there who ship physical goods. This thing called dimensional shipping came along.
But what is dimensional
But what is
shipping?
dimensional shipping? But anyways, it's something that you can get burned really bad on with shipping packages unless you're careful as a customer, as a consumer, and also as a company, especially if you're giving away free shipping, if you need to calculate exactly what you're giving away. So instead of just like writing about it or even like not talking about it or even like hiding the costs or making the cost bigger for customers, what we do is we make sure everyone knows exactly what things are, and we also want to explain what dimensional shipping is. Which
Right, because it is confusing. They're like, well, this thing, why does it weigh 20 pounds, but it's obviously not. It's 2 or 3 pounds. Like, well, like we have the wind sensor, the anemometer. It's a very lightweight, but it's physically very large and delicate, and so the shipping weight is very high compared to the dimensional shipping weight is much higher than the physical mass.
So we have a video.
So I just ordered this totally awesome foam guitar off the internet, and the shipping was so expensive. It's foam. It's obviously lightweight. Why would it cost so much? Do you ever wonder how shipping companies determine how much a package should cost to ship? Today, I'm going to ask our in-house expert, Adafruit's head of shipping, Angel Rodriguez. Let's head on over to shipping. Hey, Angel.
Hey, how's it going?
Great! I actually have a question for you. I just ordered this totally awesome but lightweight foam guitar off the internet, and the shipping was super expensive. Do you have any idea why?
The company probably used dimensional weight to determine the billable weight.
Dimensional weight? What's dimensional weight?
Dimensional weight reflects package density, which is the amount of space a package occupies in relation to its actual weight. Dimensional weight can apply to all UPS domestic and international packages. To determine the dimensional weight, packages are measured in inches. Each dimension is measured at the longest point. Multiply the package length by the width by the height. The result is the cubic size in inches. For domestic shipments, divide the cubic size in inches by 166 to determine dimensional weight in pounds. For international shipments, divide the cubic size in inches by 139. That's how you get dimensional weight.
Wow! Wait, so shipping companies charge by size and not weight?
Not exactly. The packages also weight. The package's actual weight and dimensional weight are compared, and the greater of the two is what they use to calculate the rate.
Oh, okay. So even though the guitar is light, because the box is so big, that's how it was charged.
Yep.
That's great to know, especially when you're factoring in shipping costs.
Do you regret buying the foam guitar?
Of course not. It's a foam guitar. It's the coolest. I am sorry I didn't get you one though.
That's okay. I actually have a cardboard guitar right here.
Sweet! Thanks for watching and subscribe for more customer support videos from Adafruit.
All right, that's the best shipping video made of all time. So anyways, so those are a couple of like businessy tips for open source hardware companies. It's for all companies, but we like open source hardware companies.
You didn't think you'd learn about engineering and about business today, did you?
Yeah. The other thing, and I just put this in this section because I didn't really know what to do. So because we have an open source hardware company and we're not venture funded, we have no loans, we can kind of do whatever we want. One of the things that you and I decided to do was let's have a cool blog that has all sorts of stuff outside even of electronics, just stuff that we think is cool. And the blog got really popular. It's up to over 11 million page views a month, a couple million visitors. We like to cover people and topics that maybe you don't see elsewhere.
All right, so get to the thing. What
So
does
this
it say?
month, from the month of for September 15th to October 15th, it's an entire month. It's National Hispanic Heritage Month, and every single day we have someone amazing that maybe you don't know about, or maybe you do, and we have that on our blog. We do things for African American History Month. We do things for Women History Month. So anytime there's a month, tomorrow is the start of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You'll see some things on our site. So we're using our megaphone out there to help amplify. So there's some really cool
Maria's
people.
there. Maria
Yeah,
from Sesame
Maria, who's
Street.
in Sesame Street from I think 1971 to 2015. She also
Wow.
just wrote a book. So, anyways, check it out. And if there's someone out there that you know who's looking for inspirational stories or heroes or something, point them at the site. We try to do something like this, celebrating people all the time. And that's what you get if you do an open source hardware company. You can actually kind of be independent. We don't have advertisers.
I don't have
to report to.
VCs or
We don't have
advertisers.
Advertisers, they wouldn't like some of the stuff we post. Okay, next up, some Arduino news. The news is we're shipping a bunch. We're not allowed to say how many, and that's why we get to say a lot more. The Arduinos are still shipping here from Adafruit. They're made, agonized over. My God.
Yep, doing megas and
Yeah,
then
megas are
micro
next.
starter kits.
Megas are next. And please, when you buy an Arduino, look for the arduino.cc. That is the most important thing when you're buying an Arduino. Look for the arduino.cc. For the Unos, that's the ones we're making right now. I have one minor thing, and it's the only thing I'm going to say about this. We did run into the other group that claims to be Arduino. They were at Maker Faire, and they said we're willing to do whatever Lady Ada says to help resolve this conflict. And Lady Ada decided to give them some very good specific things
It was extremely fair.
that would keep everyone's business
I
going.
didn't say like die in a fire. I
No.
said do this, this,
No.
this.
You
To
told
work together.
All you did was say, here's things that all of us can do to keep the community going, keep hardware shipping, and there was all good stuff. And I don't believe that they were very interested. And basically, when I was talking to them, I said, the money that you're spending in legal fees for something you're not going to prevail in, you can buy every kit in Arduino. They agreed about that, but in the end, we weren't able to give them a solution that they weren't willing to budge or compromise. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyways, we tried. We tried. Now I can say we tried. We did try. We tried. We tried. Okay. We were at the.
Oh well.
Yeah, we tried. We tried. We were at the Micro Center meetup with Atmel.
Yeah, that was right before Maker Faire.
Yeah, the truck came in.
There's a truck. It was cool. It was in the parking lot of Micro Center, which
Yeah.
is smart because it's
You met some kids.
my Arduino's
We
there.
had our team. Big shout outs to Teddy, Colin,
Wow,
Becky.
Colin looks cool.
Yeah,
Teddy.
and then Tony and you, and we all went out there. That was a good time. You'll probably start seeing some more stuff from us at Atmel. We have some big announcements soon, hopefully, so that will be pretty cool.
You and
Lydia,
Colin are looking really good in that
I'm
photo.
trying to. Colin has cool sunglasses. 851 tutorials in a different learning
Yeah,
system.
we're getting back on the tutorial track.
Yeah.
You're gonna see more tutorials come from us. Let's hit it.
All right. Bink.
Start with a Becky tutorial, light up masquerade masks. This is awesome, perfect timing for costuming or for Halloween. She went to a local store that had like these beautiful masquerade masks and decked them out with LEDs. Some of them were reactive LEDs, some of them were NeoPixel, some of them were just straight up LEDs, and did a beautiful video as well. So check that out. It's a great, easy project, and there's a couple different versions for different skill levels.
Okay. Next up.
That just shows you the
Yeah.
cool masks. Next up, this is the Printy Boost. This is a project that was on last week's show and tell with Chris Young. He is making his own, basically project battery backup. You can't really use the LED power packs because you can't charge and discharge at the same time. But if you use a PowerBoost 1000 or 1000C, for example, I think that's what he's using here, or 500C, you can charge and back up at the same time, and it'll automatically switch over when the power goes out. And so he's using this for some technology that he uses in the home for accessibility. And I think it's cool he even made a 3D printed enclosure for it.
Okay. Next up.
This is a fingerprint powered door lock control. But what's neat is rather than having the fingerprint sensor and the door lock on one computer or Arduino, it's actually connecting over the internet in both ways. So there's an Arduino with a CC3000 breakout and a fingerprint sensor, and when you press your fingerprint to the sensor, it sends that data to Adafruit I/O, and then on the other side, the Arduino reads the Adafruit I/O data using another Wi-Fi module, or maybe it's an ESP8266 breakout, connects to Adafruit I/O, gets the information, and then when it's told that the fingerprint was fingerprinted, it will activate the lock. So it will open the door. So this is kind of neat.
Okay.
So you can have the fingerprint sensor in one area and the lock in the other, and it connects with the internet. It's cool.
What's up?
3D printed wireless key charging stand. This is for people who have a Nexus or other Android device or whatever that has key charging, or you can also add key charging to your Apple device using our Lightning to key adapter. And basically it's a stand, so you can put your phone in the stand and it will automatically charge when it's in the stand. So you can also just use it for viewing or watching movies at the same time as charging, and you don't have to worry about any cable snags. And they design it in a really elegant way, so it's flush and it's all in one, and it's super elegant and cool looking, and it looks great.
Okay.
A good introductory project, not very difficult project.
And last but not least,
Your Pulse is playing with NeoPixels. This is a project by Mike Borella, who's done some great tutorials with Trinket, and now with Pro Trinket. This tutorial shows how to use a pulse sensor from, I cannot remember the name of the people who make the pulse sensor. Joel makes this.
Joel Murphy.
Joel Murphy, yes, I knew that. Joel Murphy's pulse sensor, he designed this really low-cost basic pulse sensor that you can use with an Arduino or a Pro Trinket.
pulsesensor.com.
Pulsesensor.com, and he shows how you can connect that up and basically make a LED that pulses very beautifully with your heart rate. And it's a fun, easy project.
Okay. That was 851 tutorials. Whew. Okay.
I know. I want to get to 1,000. We gotta do this thing.
Okay. The Adafruit comic book reading list. Zay is on a roll. If you haven't checked it out, look for it. Just search for comics on the blog. Zay reminisced about Peanuts, which was one of the first comics that I think a lot of us got into when we were younger. Snoopy and Tweety Bird, and you can see Charles Schultz's kind of evolution of Peanuts, and some of the first ones are kind of
cool. This is really
they're kind of
really dark.
Well, here comes old Charlie Brown. Good old Charlie Brown, yes sir. Good old Charlie Brown. How I hate him. It's just whoa. What happened here? So
It's interesting. It's the reality of being human.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Hating things.
Yeah, so that's that. Time travel. We're going to look back in the world of makers, hackers, artists, engineers, scientists. This week, 1901, Fermi, Italian-American physicist and academic, Nobel Prize winner, is born. Do you know what he did?
He was the father of the atomic bomb.
Yep. So he made significant contributions to that and to quantum theory. What a neat time it must have been, because we just figured out nuclear, and then right away we're like, you know what, that whole relativistic model, it's all wrong. There's this quantum stuff. That must have been a fun time for a physicist, because you could
he's a hardcore physicist.
because you could sit around and think
He
of
kind of
something.
did a little bit of everything. So he did
Yeah.
quantum work, nuclear work, radioactivity. I mean, he did a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Fermi Lab. There's very famous laboratories named after him.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't think he has a unit named after him.
I'm not sure there is. No, it's not like a Planck linker thing. I'm not sure that there is as many individual opportunities for physicists to come up with a giant theory anymore. I think you actually have to work together. I think that might be okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Hubble is a thing. You have to get a bunch of people together. But it used to be where you could come up with a theory in physics and kind of go after it. Now I think you need a team of people. I think it's a little harder. But anyways, cool guy. 1901, celebrating a birthday here. Okay. Wearables. This week with Becky Stern, we have a wearables video. This is the LED wearable mask that you talked about in the learning system.
Take it away, Becky.
Let's roll the film.
We'll adorn a few masquerade masks with LEDs and Gemma, Adafruit's tiny wearable microcontroller. I picked up a few masks at my local Halloween store, looking for ones with extra space for attaching batteries and good structural support. We'll make a few designs at different skill and commitment levels. Let's get started. Starting off simple. You can connect up LED sequins directly to a battery pack and skip the microcontroller altogether if basic accent lighting is your goal. Sketch your LED layout and then solder it up with 30-gauge silicone-coated stranded wire to a coin cell battery pack with a switch. Depending on what your mask is made from, you can use craft glue or a needle and thread to put everything in place. On this next one, let's use some addressable Flora NeoPixels. If your mask has fabric on the front, you can sew these with conductive thread, but I think it's easier to construct the circuit off the mask with wire and then attach it to the mask. Use foam or Velcro tape to attach Gemma and a small LiPoly battery to the back of the mask, somewhere where they won't smush up against your face. By programming Gemma, you can make these NeoPixels any color you want or animate in different patterns. Start with our Arduino sample code and then dive deeper into the many NeoPixel projects on the Adafruit learning system. Since they all use the NeoPixel library, you can remix and revamp animations for your own projects. To get super fancy, you can 3D print some NeoPixel diffusers in flexible filament. We've published files for a few different styles. To add some interactivity to this party, we'll add a microphone to this mask. Then we can use the volume data to affect the brightness of these LED sequins. This one is the Electret style mic with a built-in preamp. Wire the output pin up to Gemma's analog input. And the LEDs to a PWM output. Load up the Arduino sketch from the project tutorial, and now we've got a mask that pulses with the music. And there you have it, electronic masks for every level of skill and time commitment. They're really fun to make as a group for Halloween or Mardi Gras or your own masquerade ball, and I can't wait to see yours in the forums or on our weekly show and tell hangout on Google+. Thanks so much for watching, and subscribe for more wearable electronics from Adafruit.
All right, don't forget, every single Wednesday, Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want more wearable projects, you can watch the show. Today was an epic show. Tons of stuff. Watch it. 2 p.m.'s wearables. Okay, 3D printing.
Zip, zip, zip.
Yeah, I got a cool thing to show, but first, we're catching up. This is the scope video.
That's right.
From last week, remember?
Very timely.
Very timely.
Blood moon timely.
Yeah, so if you ever want to do something cool with a telescope, here's how.
So last year we put together a 3D printed lens adapter for this telescope so we could use our iPhone to take photos. Since then, we have bigger phones with better cameras, so we thought, you know what, it's time for an update. This is the first scope from Celestron. It's a reflective telescope that actually performs just as good, if not better, than our DSLR. This has a focal length of 300 millimeters, so you can actually capture really nice astrophotography. Our lens adapter lets you attach the telescope's eyepiece to an iPhone 6 Plus. And with a quick release tripod adapter, you can mount the telescope, which makes it easier to lug around. The Celestron First Scope is a low cost and pretty good entry-level telescope. We 3D printed the parts with an Ultimaker 2, and it takes about an hour to fully print. The slice settings and more details are listed in our tutorial link below. We laid it flat on the bed and it actually needs support material to print the overhangs properly. The adapter goes over the top of the iPhone 6 Plus and it simply clips on. Edges on the adapter keep the iPhone in place and it's pretty tight, so there's very little room to shake. We can install the eyepiece by pressing it into the holder, which goes over the camera's lens. The iPhone is really sturdy when it's attached and it's easy to pop out and swap the lenses. You can manually focus to get a better view by adjusting the knob on the side. Overall, we think this is a great way to use the telescope with a camera phone. So there you have it, a quick and easy way to make a 3D printed adapter for your telescope so you can take photos with your camera phone. So if you've made any 3D printed adapters for your camera gear, let us know because we want to share it on the blog every 3D Thursday. So if you're interested in more camera photography projects, be sure to check out our playlist and our projects linked below. But until then, don't forget to subscribe and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Hey look, it's a really big moon tonight.
Okay.
And we're back and we're tiny.
Hi! Welcome
Yeah.
to the Ask an Engineer.
All right. So,
What is this?
So you're probably wondering what this is. This is a 3D printed version of you and I. We went to a 3D printing booth here in New York City. It's called Doob's, unfortunate name, Doob, D-O-O-B, Step into 3D, and they have a giant body scanner, and you know, they're starting to do
Made
these
little
as like,
mini-me's.
yeah, as like cake toppers, and like it's like the new family portrait. But what I wanted to show is like, you know what?
You want autofocus?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, it actually looks like us. Like that's pretty good. Not too bad. So these are going to replace.
Yeah, it's resin 3D printed.
Yeah.
And they don't scan you with the Kinect. What they do is actually there's you walk into a booth and there's like cameras all over the place, and they take a photo of you from every angle, and then I guess they model that back into they have to hand model into a 3D shape.
Yeah. So, anyways, pretty cool. And then it
Like you don't rotate on a laser thing.
and it prints in color. Which is
Yeah,
cool
and
too.
then it's an object printer, which
Yeah.
can shoot like pigment and then they coat it with something to make it not break instantly. So
Yeah. Okay.
mostly black ink. But
All right, so
that's
I
us.
want to show that. Next up, we hung out with some folks from the Raspberry Pi Foundation. Thank you so much, Liz and Matt and Evan.
and Russell.
Yet we met Philip, the new CEO, and then Russell from the Magpie. So anyways, there's some giant, cool, big announcements that we are not going to say anything about.
Nope.
However,
That's yourself.
we did post about they hit their 5 millionth Pi, and it's also quite a larger number than that. So they're going to be announcing the numbers of Pi soon, but there's definitely, no matter what, 5 million Pis were made in the Sony UK factory. So that's a big deal. And then there'll be some bigger announcements soon. Okay, Lady Ada, we're going to start.
Whoa,
the new
is it time for new products?
It's time for new products.
Yeah.
before-
Maybe I'll have me here and I'll like
the,
show off
the mini use. Yeah, can help with that. Before we do that though, the code is MFG Day, and that is 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's celebrating Manufacturing Day. I'm hoping you use the code and you remember this on Friday. Like, oh yeah, I should go check the Adafruit blog because there's going to be some amazing cool stuff about manufacturers. So Lady Ada, let's kick this
Yeah,
off.
just getting my demos ready.
Yeah, it's new product time.
New. Yeah.
I stopped thinking about a song for the new product section because you just sing something each time. All right. Ready?
New.
Okay. Headers.
All right, we've got 2mm pitch headers. These are the male type headers. You get 5 in each bag, and then if you just keep going, it just
I'm just
shows
gonna
you.
keep going.
Yeah, keep going again. Shows you again, and then keep going. And these are the matching 2mm socket headers. And so these go together, and I will show them on the overhead if you do not mind.
Okay. Do you want me to go
Overhead
to
me.
these yet, or is this the next thing?
Oh, those are the same thing. You can go through those, but
Okay.
yeah, they're just like different
We got
angles.
these amazing photos. I gotta show them.
Show them.
All right.
So you're like, hey, but Lady Ada, you've already carried header. Why are you carrying more header? And I will explain. So this is standard 0.1 inch pitch header, and this is basically what's used in Titleist breadboards and like pretty much like anything that all the breakouts. But once in a while, you'll have stuff that uses 2mm pitch header. So you can see it's just a slightly bit less. But that slightly bit less means it will not work unless you have the right size. And these are like used in XBs and other modules. And I've just had enough times where I've had to like connect to something with 2mm pitch that I was like, we should just carry the strips. And I think this is like 36 pin or 40 pin strips. And then these, we couldn't get these in any longer. So these are the socket headers, and these are 25 pins or so. And these match to themselves. So if I plug it in, I probably won't be able to remove them, but they match. So you can get either one. And these are break apart. So if you snap these, they'll just break open, and you can, I'll just show, you can snap them into any length. They have little notches. These are not break apart, so they do not break easily. But what you can do is take diagonal cutters and just cut them to the length you want, and then just clean them up a little bit with a sandpaper or a file or something, or not clean them up because you don't care, and you're like that. So that's 2mm pitch header. Very handy for when you have 2mm pitch parts.
Okay. All right. Let's keep moving because we got a lot ahead.
Keep moving.
Alrighty. Next up.
This is the Pi Easy Connect. This is a hat for the Raspberry Pi A+, Pi 2, and Pi B+. It kind of looks just like exactly what it looks like, and I think the photos are really good, so I can show it on the overhead. But I think this. Can you click on that photo? Because it kind of shows you this thing. Basically it connects all the pins to terminal blocks, and so you can very easily connect and disconnect wired switches and sensors and stuff. Great if you don't want to use a breadboard and you want to have something that's mechanically solid. You get a couple 3 volts, you get a couple ground, you get 5 volts, and then you get, of course, 1 GPIO per pin. It's really well designed. It comes fully assembled. It has fuses on the power lines. This is like a great little hat. I would not design anything better than this, so I'm just carrying it.
Okay. Well, let's keep moving. All right. We have a video.
This is the Pi Sense hat, which is also a hat. It is also green. This is from the Raspberry Pi Foundation. This is part of their AstroPi project where they're having school kids write code for this hat, which has an 8x8 RGB grid. It has a humidity sensor. It has a barometric pressure sensor. It has a 9-DOF accelerometer, gyro magnetometer. I think it's a, I don't know. Oh yeah, it's a LSM9 DS1. There's also this LED driver. Let's look at the overhead and I can just sort of show it off.
Let's go to the overhead.
Yeah, so actually, so it's lit up, so you're not going to be able to see it. But the LEDs can like do different designs and stuff. But yeah, you've got accelerometer, you've got humidity sensor, pressure sensor, 9-DOF, 8x8 grid. This is part of the LED driver. This is the LED driver, and there's a little joystick as well, and also hat identification EEPROM. So, and this is the little chip that drives the LED matrix with commands. So yeah, this is basically, you want to make an all-in-one output device that has all the sensors. This is kind of a nice little hat.
Okay.
Fits onto your Pi. Works with the Pi A+, B+, Pi 2, not the Model 1 because of course it has the 2x20 connector, but you can stack another hat on top.
Okay, and since we're catching up from last week, we still have some things that we didn't, we put in the store 2 weeks ago.
I know.
But we're just getting to now.
I know, we're getting to these. This is the Light Blue Bean. This is a Bluetooth Low Energy development platform. It comes with an Atmega 328, that's a little chip in the center, and it also has this BLE module. I don't know what it's based off of. Maybe it's a CC2450 or whatever, or it's the NR51822. Either way, it's wirelessly programmed, and the kind of the idea is you can use your iPad, or you can also use a Mac or Windows 8 Forward or Linux to program the Atmega 328 remotely. So it's basically like an Arduino Uno compatible chip, but it's wirelessly programmed with Bluetooth and it runs on a little coin cell.
Yeah.
And I can show it off. It's very small and cute. Look at how small and cute. So yeah, it has a little Bluetooth module. This is that chip. And then, yeah, you cannot program it by plugging in any sort of USB. You have to program it wirelessly, which, like, I'm not super into, but I figured there's people who might be into it, and so I will carry it for those people. I'm not going to discriminate against people who want to wirelessly upload code to Atmega 328.
We have a big tent here.
Big tent. There's some breakouts for power, and then there's breakouts for like, analog 0, analog 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a bunch of pins, some grounds, and then a little prototyping area. So it's probably good for making very small, lightweight little Bluetooth things. What's nice about it is it's cute and small and portable. So if you want something teeny, this is very teeny.
Okay. All right, let's keep moving. So big news. We are now a media distribution company, but we only distribute one form of media right now that
Other than books.
that you can play on a TV, and that's we now have Blu-rays, but we only carry one Blu-ray.
We only have one Blu-ray, but it's a
Hackers
20th anniversary edition.
20th anniversary edition. These were given away at DNA Lounge in San Francisco. Our friend Jamie, JWZ, had a hackers party with the 20th edition. We also
You can rollerblade and play Wipeout Excel.
We also saw our friend Emmanuel, who has a commentary piece on it. So this is,
I think, one of, maybe some people would say the best, whatever. This, War Games, Hackers.
It's a great movie.
Sneakers.
It's a great movie, and you have to watch the director's cut and like all the commentary that goes along with it.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
These are like classic hacker movies.
Yeah. So
great movie. Angelina Jolie. Great lips.
Yeah.
Showing off her cool skills.
It's a great movie. If you have a Blu-ray player, it's the only thing that I have a Blu-ray player, and it plays Star Trek Next Generation that came out on Blu-ray, and this, and it's kind of cool, and it's beautiful. I mean, they remastered. There are a lot of cool things with it. Anyways, so now we're a media distribution company.
Come on.
All right.
Get a Blu-ray player. Play hackers.
Let's keep going. Adafruit.com/hackers is the thing now. Okay.
Okay.
So we have a proximity sensor.
This is a updated product. It's kind of new. It's kind of updated. This is the VCNL 4010 proximity sensor. We have previously carried the VCNL 4000. That chip got discontinued. This chip is almost identical, except it's, well, it has 10 in the name instead of just 4000. It has an interrupt pin output, and the code is a little bit different. So we have a new library for it. But it's basically a proximity sensor. It's good to up to 200 millimeters or so, but in most uses, it's about 100 millimeter. It basically has an IR LED inside of that package, an IR detector, so it can detect how far away your hand is. So, it works about like this far. It's basically meant for detecting if your hand is up against something or it's held up to your ear, like for a phone. Like if you're, how it knows that you're, you have the phone up to your ear. Like this is the sensor that is used. It's a little light sensor that bounces light off and measures it. It's a little bit like the sharp distance sensors, but yeah, it's not very high power. It's very small.
Okay, we're gonna keep moving along. We got a lot more stuff.
Yes.
A book.
Updated version of programming the Raspberry Pi. This is a second edition from Simon Monk. Updated for the Raspberry Pi 2. Some tweaks, updates.
More.
Looks good.
Simon Monk is a prolific machine.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess what? There's more.
There's more.
LEDs.
Some people ask, why don't you have yellow LEDs? I'm like, yeah, I guess I should have yellow LEDs. I'm not a huge fan of yellow LEDs, but we are carrying them now.
They're clear before you put power through them.
That's right. I can show them on the overhead. It's basically just ultra bright yellow LEDs.
All right.
Wait, hold on. If these aren't working. LED tester. Oh my God, so bright. They're yellow like the sun. I don't know. You want yellow LEDs? They're clear. Very unidirectional, like 10 degree or 15 degree angle, so you can see like not so bright, and then insanely bright. They look clear, they're yellowed up.
If you asked for them, Mr. Guy, now it's time to buy them. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, Mr. Guy, you asked for these.
Yeah,
we
okay.
have now.
I'm going in order that we released the product. So this was the big announcement last week. Windows IoT, Adafruit, Microsoft, doing stuff on Pis. We have two versions, one with a Raspberry Pi 2 and one without.
So here's the deal. I actually want to give Microsoft credit because they're actually trying. Like, they're trying to be cool. Like, they're releasing something for the Raspberry Pi. The operating system is free. You get
We're the
Windows 10 for
weirdest
free.
people they could find to work with.
And I was actually like, you know what? You guys are trying. They're trying to do open source hardware and open source software. It's Microsoft. Like, there's a limit, but they're not gonna release the source code to Windows. But this is about as close as they can get. So they're releasing more stuff. They release example code in. So I wanted to reward them for at least going out there and doing something interesting for the maker community. There's a lot of people who know .NET, C#. They want to write this code and they want to run it on a Raspberry Pi. I think that's interesting. So we basically made a pack for them. It's deceptively like the starter kit. It's a lot like the starter kit we have, but it comes with an SD card that is 8 gig class 8 gig class 10 instead of class 4, so it's a lot faster, it boots faster, they say it's better. It comes with the official Raspberry Pi Wi-Fi dongle, which is supported by Windows 10, Ethernet cable, and then some assembled sensors. You get a barometric pressure sensor assembled and a color sensor assembled. So basically a solder-free way to get going with the starter kit. They're sold out, but we promised we were going to make more as soon as humanly possible. So please sign up, and
it's working out.
We will be making more. They were very popular.
And congratulations, Microsoft, on a fantastic launch and for jumping into this great Windows IoT world, and Raspberry Pi world. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
Trying to convince them to write a demo for Adafruit. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm going to email a couple of the devs that I met at Maker Faire. They were really into it. They're doing a lot of home automation stuff, which is really neat. We saw a lot of cool demos. You know what? I have to say, because I've been doing Maker Faire for 10 years, Microsoft had one of the best pavilions.
They updated their booth. It was
they did
very
a really
good.
good job. Got to give cred where cred's due. Okay, next up, Pimeroni.
This is a beautiful holder case stand for the new Raspberry Pi display. This is really beautiful. It's a very simple laser cut case, but it's very effective. It comes with little bumpers so it doesn't slip on your desk.
It's nice.
I'll show it on the overhead if you would like. It is.
You want to do the
overhead? I'll zoom out.
It's kind of like the overhead, but
Whoa.
it's over your head.
Nope.
We lost the
we
overhead?
lost it.
No.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll just hold it up.
Well, that's weird. It's completely free.
No, it's like it's mid scan line.
Weird.
Totally free. Do you want me to unplug it? Plug it?
No,
Fuck it.
that would be a really bad idea.
All right.
Okay, well we're back. Hold it up.
It's lovely. So you have the capacitive touch display, and then plastic pieces that hold the Raspberry Pi nicely on
See if
here.
it goes back. See if it goes back. No, it's gone forever. Okay, all right.
Now it's gone. A Raspberry Pi goes on the back. All the cables are very nice, and then it has these little legs, so it sits at a nice, convenient angle, and it's a really great little case. We went with black, which I think matches the display because it has the black overlay. So, yeah, this is a lovely accessory. Pi Money did an excellent job.
They did. Okay, next up, before the final thing that we're going to show tonight, a cable. This isn't the final thing. This is the thing before the final thing.
So this cable is just a really handy cable. And what's funny is I tried to carry this like a couple of years ago, and I didn't do a very good job, and I actually never put it in the store because I didn't get a good cable. But I have a good cable now. This is a USB to DC cable. It's 1 meter long.
Oh, this is handy.
And I got it with 22 wire gauge wire, so it's a nice thick wire. The ones I had before were like, I kind of ended up not specifying, so I ended up getting like 28 gauge wire, which is lame. 22 gauge wire, so you can definitely pull an amp, 2 amps through this, not a problem. This allows you to connect something that would normally take 5 volt DC through a DC barrel jack and connect to something that outputs USB. So it's really good for these like USB power packs, for example, or your computer, something that normally you could plug into a wall adapter. You can now plug into a computer for power. Power boosts you can use these with our little OLED charger doctors. Also, if you want to like see how much current is being drawn. These are just really handy cables. And I finally have really good quality ones, so I'm happy to put them in the store.
Okay. And then last but not least, this just went in the store today. We finally have it. These are the FlashForge 3D printers.
They're that big. No, they're not that big. They're this is the FlashForge printer, and this is one of the most loved 3D printers.
Yeah.
It's actually, if you're looking at it, you're like, that kind of looks a little bit like, a MakerBot Gen 4, like Rep 2 Gen 4.
If you really like the previous gen of MakerBot that everyone was really into, you'll like this.
You'll like this because that design was open source, and while this is not a clone, it is a derivative. They've changed quite a few things, but it does have the same shape and look. It has excellent quality. The price is really great. It works really well. We have them in the store. If you're in the U.S., continental U.S., you'll get free shipping.
Yeah, let me give you a rundown real quick. So it's $12.99.
Which is really great.
Yeah, so we do have the 10%.
It's like half the price of other 3D printers.
Yeah, we have the 10% off code, and then you get free UPS ground. So you're pretty much getting it what we're getting it at, which is fine. Like, we're in this to help the world. This one, if we
break
break
some
even,
kits, okay.
It's okay. Please buy some other things. But it's great with the 1.75 millimeter ABS and PLA.
Yep, it has a heated bed. You can see the enclosure, so it's heated. You
Metal,
get a lot.
Yeah. Warp resistance aluminum build platform, so you don't have the
There's
wobbly.
touch calibration.
So
Noah and Pedro said who run 3D Thursday, they love this 3D printer. They said this is like their new favorite.
So as people notice, we stock a menagerie of 3D printers, and it's the ones that we think are the best. Mm-hmm. So this is one of the ones that we really like, and we'll see how it goes. But this is, I think that it's that mid-range one. So it's not $2,500, and it's not $200 or $300. It's right in the middle. It's like $1,300. And for all the stuff that we do here, this is our pick. So
okay.
Anyways,
so we have a couple of small ones, larger ones, bigger ones. This is a nice mid-range.
Yeah. So that was new products data.
Yay!
Okay.
We did it.
So
and it's not mine yet.
Yeah, we're gonna do a few things. First, it's we got like 2 minutes. Manufacturing Day is this Friday, so the code is MFG Day. That gets you 10% off all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. We're going to have a bunch of time for questions next week. We are going to do something instead, which people really like, is it's not out yet, don't ask.
Oh, yeah.
This is really super cool, and you know what?
We don't have the overhead.
We don't have the overhead, so you're going to have to show it.
I'll try to hold it up.
Yeah, hold it up. So this is the new Feather, And so this is our new, this is our new
I'm
product.
rolling up as much as I can.
Yeah, this is our new product line that we're coming out with. This is the first time we really showed it off. Atmel got
There's a little video.
a view of it at Maker Faire. But maybe you can just show this little small project. So this is how big it is.
This is the feather. So this is going to be kind of a standardized size. It's 0.9 by 2 inches. Has USB battery and battery charging at Mega 32U4, so has USB bootloading and stuff. And this is very similar to the Bluefruit Micro. There's even, this one has a little bit of proto space on it. But the idea behind it is you can make small portable projects that are battery powered. And we're going to have a whole series of adorable little wings, which are like shields, but they're feather wings. So for example, if you wanted to add like a display, you can add NeoPixels
super cool.
with this little 18 NeoPixel
This is really,
shield.
it's not out, it's because it's like further away. It's like this blurry
I know,
photos of like
you
an
can't
iPhone 7 or like a Tesla 9 or something.
I know. Well, we have the overhead, but we also have like, you could add a GPS with like a GPS add-on, so you can plug on a GPS if you want, or a real-time clock.
All right.
So
maybe we'll show this on Periscope later on during the week or something.
Yeah.
Next week too.
Well, I'm working on it on Periscope. You can watch me
Yeah.
design these boards. Some of these boards were designed on Periscope. So anyways,
Okay.
I'm working on this, and I have ideas. I'm trying to make a really good modular platform that takes all the best stuff that we've designed and makes it very easy for people to plug and play.
Okay. So that's what we're working on. That's not out yet. Don't ask. Thanks for
It's not out
showing
yet.
that.
Don't ask.
Lady Ada, let's do a trivia question. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
All right. What are the rules?
The rules are, if you've entered this trivia contest before on Ask Engineer, you can't enter again. Only one winner per my lifetime. So if you've won something, please go make a sandwich and sit on your hands. The person who enters will win.
The Hackers on Blu-ray.
You will win Hackers on Blu-ray. So especially if you have a PS4 or a Blu-ray player, pick up. Well, this was a good one to enter.
Yeah.
So the trivia question is, and the first person to type it into the YouTube or your stream chat is the winner. Smart people watch on Periscope, so they can be a little bit faster.
Okay. The question is, what was the hacker handle of Angelina Jolie's character in Hackers? What was?
I mean, you shouldn't even have to Google this.
What
You should
was
just know this.
her hacker handle? What was it? You got to know it. It's not 1901 or the number 42. I like how everyone guesses, I think. All right. Let's see.
Jorge Morales.
Jorge Morales, congratulations. Email support@adafruit.com and you get, Hackers on Blu-ray.
She was
So
acid
Jorge-
burn.
Well, yeah, congratulations. People tried to guess Crash Override. Good guess, but you won. Okay.
You must totally love
Yay.
Hackers. And that's why you deserve to
Congratulations.
win. Please email support@adafruit and say, I won the Hackers Blu-ray on the show and tell, and they will, Ask Engineer, and they will send you one.
Yeah. Okay, congratulations. Thank you, everyone out there. Everyone who was in the show and tell, all the Adafruit team members who came out from Maker Faire, all the Adafruit team members who are always out there. Thank you, all of our remote team members, the folks here every day, all the support members, just you name it. Thank you so much.
The whole team.
Yeah, thank you, all of our customers and our community. As always, we're supported by you, the makers out there. We don't do the whole venture capital or loans or anything like that. We like to try to stay independent so we can do weird things like stock hackers in our store. We'll be here next week. Ask an Engineer, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget the code is MFG Day. That gets you 10% off all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And little mini versions of us. And we totally crashed the overhead cam.
I know, we hacked it.
Okay. All right. We'll see everybody next week. Thank you so much. Here is a picture of MOSFET. We're going to see him soon.
Yay, he's waiting for us.
And here is your moment of Zener. Night, everybody.